Hi, Tricia here. About 15 years ago, I was working in the non-profit space and had been there for about 5 years. I was grateful, of course, but there was a quiet restlessness inside me, a sense that something needed to change, even though I couldn't yet name it. I applied for a new role and I was invited to interview. As part of the process, they asked me to complete Word Excel tests along with a personality assessment. At that time, I hadn't done any inner work. I was still living mostly on autopilot, unaware of how my inner world of people pleasing was shaping my outer experience. So I did the tests, went home, and carried on with my day. That evening, around 7 p.m, my phone rang, which was weird because it was the man managing the recruitment process. In a calm but cutting tone, he told me he was going to warn my potential employers about hiring me. He didn't give a reason. Maybe he thought he was testing me, maybe he was projecting his own stuff, but what I felt in that moment was a heavy wave of shame and guilt. I withdrew from the process. Outwardly, it looked like a simple decision, like I had it together, but inside those words dug in. Even though I didn't fully agree with him, I internalized the sting of his judgment. Not long after, my body spoke up. I became unwell and I developed shingles, a virus that can flare up when stress overloads the system if you've had chickenpox as a child. Lying there exhausted, in pain, my daughter was poking the pain in my back. Something clicked. I realised this wasn't just about a job or a stranger's opinion. I had allowed my inner world, my thoughts, my beliefs and unhealed patterns to create a very real reaction in my body. I was hurting myself because of my own beliefs about myself and the world. That was an unexpected and powerful aha moment for me. It was the first time I truly saw the connection between my mind, my emotions, and my physical well-being. That realization sent me searching for help and deeper understanding about what was going on. That's when I met a man, or didn't meet him, I discovered a man online called Bill Harris and began working through a process called the internal map of reality. This is the map of our minds, an exploration of how our beliefs, perceptions, and internal filters shape how we feel, how we behave, and what we create in our lives. It opened my eyes to the idea that while we can't always control what happens to us, we can learn to change how we experience from the inside out. That work changed the trajectory of my life. It was the beginning of my own healing and the seed of the work I do today, supporting women to understand their internal map, release old patterns of self-doubt and self-betrayal, and gently rewire the stories they are living. Today, when I sit with a client who feels stuck, ashamed, or not enough, I'm not just drawing on training and tools. I'm drawing on that moment in my own story when everything hurt and everything shifted. What once felt like one of my lowest points has become a doorway to my purpose of helping others reconnect with themselves, reclaim their power, and finally create a life they can truly love and a life they can truly enjoy. So if you're interested in finding out a little bit more about what might be next for you, click on the link below and book a complimentary clarity call with me and we can work it out. No sales call, but it's time to love your life.